Hello, lovely to see you all. I hope you've had a good first week of home learning. I know it's a bit strange to be here again. It's strange for us in school and a bit strange for you at home at first, I'm sure. But the thing is, we've done this before, so we know what we're doing this time. We've got this. And just to remind you, any work you do, any home learning you do, please send it through to your teachers because they'd love to see what you've been busy doing at home. Hello, I'm sure most of you know I'm Mrs. Johnson. I'm here to talk to you about the first day's writing lesson this week. And as in school, every day on the Chesswood website, on the Year 6 home learning page, we'd like you to start your writing lesson with a quick burst of nasty writing. So the nasty writing for today is all about run-on sentences. This is the document that you'll be able to see online. So you can either print it off if you've got a printer, or you can just write your sentences down in your workbook. And some of you might be thinking, what are run-on sentences? It does explain that up here, but run-on sentences are sentences that we can all tend to write occasionally by mistake. And those are sentences that just run into each other without any punctuation, no conjunctions, nothing to join them together. Because we're so busy writing and trying to get all our ideas down on paper that our sentences all just kind of merge into one. So what you need to do on the nasty writing today is to choose between 3 and 5 of these sentences to correct. Because at the moment they contain 2 run-on sentences and you've got to try and separate those sentences using one of the conjunctions from the box there. Or you can use one of your own if you like. So that's the nasty writing for today. So now I'm going to tell you a bit about the exciting writing we're going to be doing in Year 6 this week. We are going to be creating a time capsule. Now, if you've never heard of a time capsule before, you don't know what one is, there is a video, a YouTube video to watch, and there's also another YouTube video for you to watch where Peppa Pig actually makes her own time capsule. So if one of your parents walks in and says, why are you watching Peppa Pig when you should be getting on with your home learning? Just say, oh no, Mrs. Johnson said I needed to watch it for my English this week. You don't have to watch it and you don't have to watch the whole episode. You can just watch a little bit of it. But these videos will help you to understand what a time capsule is. But it's basically what we're going to be doing this week. Every day you're going to be doing a piece of writing. And the idea is that at the end of the week, if you want to, you don't have to, you can put this writing into an envelope or a box or a folder or something, right on the front, time capsule, to be opened in, and it's 2021 now, you could make up a year, 10 years in the future, 20 years in the future. So it's basically for your future self to open when you are 20 or 21, or 30 or 31, or 40 or 41, you decide, and your future self will be able to read all these pieces of writing that you did during this lockdown in Worthing when you were in Year 6 at Chesswood Junior School. And I think it will be a really lovely thing to look back on. Now I know that you could just do the pieces of writing, or as you'll see on the YouTube video, sometimes when people have time capsules, they put other things inside them. So you might put like a stamp in there so that your future self can see what stamps looked like in 2021. You might put in there, I don't know, a picture of your favourite pop star, or you might put in there the front page of a newspaper. So anything that you think will be really cool to look back at in 20 years time or 10 years time or 5 years time, whatever you decide. I know in the YouTube video he goes out into the woods and buries it under a tree or something, so we're probably not going to do that. But you could, if you want to do the proper time capsule thing, you could just put it into a box and put it up in the loft, or put it away in a cupboard or under your bed, or anything you like. But as I said, you can just do the pieces of writing if you want to. You don't have to do the time capsule thing. So, to help you today with your writing, there is a checklist, which tells you what to include, what Year 6 writing to include, and there are some sentence starters to help you if you would like. Sorry, I've just remembered I haven't even told you what you're writing today. So the first piece of writing we're doing this week is we're going to be writing a bio, which is basically a biography. quite informal in style because it's written for your future self to read. So this is the checklist to help you write your bio, and then what I've got here, if you want it, is like a sort of a writing frame with sentence starters, vocabulary, a structure that you can use if you want to, but you don't have to use that at all. So I've got my checklist here, and I've got the I saw a wubbubs and the fanboys that we use in school to help me as well. So the things I need to try and include in my Year 6 bio writing today are conjunctions to join my sentences together. So those are things you've already been using in the nasty writing today. Interesting sentence starters, and I've got some here to help me. Relative clauses to give extra information or detail, and I've just reminded you in brackets how you make a relative clause. It needs to begin with which, who, where, those kinds of words, relative pronouns. And I want to try and put some Year 6 punctuation in if I can. Semicolons, colons, maybe a bit of parenthesis, brackets, dashes, commas. So I've thought I'd show you how I might start my bio. I have got a few notes because I can't memorise all of this. And I thought I'd start my bio just by saying, and as my class know, nearly every time I go to write on the board in class, I always forget to click the pen. So I thought I'd better do that, otherwise it won't feel like a normal English lesson. Hello, I'm going to start my bio. Hello, future self, with an exclamation mark. And I thought I'd use one of my sentence starters to get me going, because sometimes it's quite hard to get going, isn't it, with writing? And I was thinking, how shall I start my bio? I know, I'll start. Would you like to know a bit about you as you were in 2021? It's a bit strange, isn't it, writing to yourself? Would you like to know a bit about you? Or maybe I could get a bit of parenthesis in there and I could tick that off on my checklist. Would you like to know a bit about you as you were in 2021? And there's my question mark, because it's a rhetorical question, isn't it? Hello, future self. Would you like to know a bit about you as you were in 2021? How can I carry on? Let's have a look at my sentence starters. Let me tell you. Let me tell you where I live and what I do. So for me, obviously it's a bit different because I'm an adult. I'm obviously much older than you, and in 10, 20 years' time I might still be living in Worthing, I might still be living in the same house. But for you, things could be incredibly different in 10 or 20 years' time, couldn't they? So I think it would be really interesting for your future adult self to find out a bit about how you were thinking, how you were feeling, what you were doing back when you were 10 or 11 years old. So I haven't got any of my conjunctions in yet, so I'm going to start my next sentence with a subordinating conjunction. I'm going to use although. Although I am a Year 6 teacher, I'm just going to put CJS for short so you don't get bored watching me write Cheswood Junior School. Although I'm a Year 6 teacher at Cheswood Junior School, sorry, at the moment I am teaching online. Because, oh, I've used another subordinating conjunction. Oh, that's good. Because of the pandemic. Whoops, can't spell pandemic. Because of the pandemic. Okay, so that's my first couple of sentences. I'm just going to read that back to myself. Hello, future self. Would you like to know a bit about you as you were in 2021? Let me tell you where I live and what I do. Although I am a Year 6 teacher at Cheswood Junior School, at the moment I am teaching online because of the pandemic. I've got some run-on sentences there, like we were talking about in nasty writing. So I need to decide, I'm going to use a purple pen to just edit my work as I go, actually. Although I am a Year 6 teacher at Chesford Junior School, at the moment, I am teaching online because of the pandemic. I'm thinking I haven't got any relative clauses in there yet, and if I wanted to make my sentence even longer and more interesting for the reader, I could put a relative clause in around here. So I'm just going to write that at the bottom of my page, or if it was you, you could write it on the right-hand page like we do in school. I'm just going to put a little 1 there, or you could write M1 like we sometimes do in school. And I'm going to put in a relative clause to give more information, so I can tick that off as well. I'm teaching online, which is, what could I say about teaching online? Which is very different to my usual job. Certainly is. And I think I'll need a comma there to separate that relative clause from the rest of my sentence because of the pandemic. Okay, I'm not going to talk on at you anymore. I'm going to let you get on with writing your bio to your future self, and your teachers would love to see what you've done if you're able to email them a picture of it or attach it to an email or something. Okay, have fun. I hope you have a lovely day, and I'll see you again tomorrow.